Bottom left side, we have Team Good Game Gaming's Terran player in the blue colours, of course. It is nobody else but Dream. Top right side, there's the red Protoss, hailing from the Alpha Axis. A wonderful team, the red Protoss. Give it up for Classic. Wonder if there's an audible difference right now in my voice, just because I just woke up. Normally you do hear that, just waking up does make it a bit deeper, boomier. So maybe I can twist it into my advantage. Who knows? There we go, a little engineering bay block from a Dream. Looks like he hasn't lost his passion in those 20 minutes. That's fine, that's lovely. Classic, what's he up to? I bet it's going to be a cybernetics score. How did I know? How did I know? Crazy. Guess we are in the the right mindset here. Oh. Alright. Little Marine coming out first. No Reaper. That'll be skipped for the time being. As if he comes in, sees that, you know, really normal stuff. No extra probes being pulled by Classic here to deal with this engineering base. So, I'm going to go with the Zealot instead. This little Zealot is going to hopefully maul that engineering bay in a proper fashion. Get it out of there. The Marine, actually, where is this? A Marine coming across the map? Is he sending this Marine across the map? It looks like he... Oh no, he's just checking for proxies. I think that's a good call. That's actually a really good call. You're not quite sure what Classic is up to. You know, he's not making an expansion, so it could be like he's just proxying a Stargate or something from that point onwards, right? We know that this Stargate is being made in his own base, but Dream, of course, not quite aware of this situation. There we go, there's the Nexus now, right behind that Stargate, so most likely we'll try to get some economic damage dealt with the, I'm betting an Oracle is what we're going to see first here. Don't think you necessarily would go for a Void Ray or a Phoenix in this moment in time. Unfortunately for Classic, we can see that there will be a Cyclone available as well. Ooh, gets a Marine here, that's pretty good. Might be able to get something else. Is he going? Yep, there we go. Gets an SCV. Also, a delay on the command center, of course. Gets the Adept out of there. For the time being, I'm not quite sure if this Cyclone will be able to catch up to him. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Adept's got some pretty reasonable movement speed, and this does be like this Cyclone actually moving across the map. Might be an opening at the other base. Dream. Making another Cyclone. Behind this Classic going for the Phoenix, and oh my, instead of going for the home turf, he's going to go for shutting down these units right here. Getting the Cyclone, getting the Marines, and now Dream moving this backwards. Having lost quite a bit of firepower in that little engagement right there. Hopefully he's going to be able to settle the score with another Oracle coming in. Something like that. Let's see, there's the Oracle. 2 SCVs. Some will come to the little green orb. Doesn't seem to be enough at the forefront. We're going to get more SCV targeting from these gateway units. Classic is, you know, really starting to get this damage to pile up on top of one another. Let's take a look at the units lost tab. Definitely a good one for Classic. Let's take a better look actually. 900 minerals versus 200. Yeah. I wouldn't be too upset about this. I would not be too upset about this. At least if I was Classic. If I was Dream. Oh, I'd be furious. Oh, this is rough. That Cyclone not gonna keep this mineral field alive on its own. Well, the SCV's doing a good repair though. That's pretty cute, but at the same time, I'm not quite sure if that is the best way to keep those SCVs alive. 5 more of them go down, and in all honesty, at this point in time, I'm not even sure what's more valuable, the Cyclone or those SCVs. Desperately needs the Cyclone to keep himself safe, but he needs to keep himself safe to have some sort of an SCV count still remaining here. But, yeah, I mean, not dying to a push at this moment in time is also quite a important thing, of course. Let's see if this Cyclone right here, now it has survived, will be a key unit in order to keep the aggression removed from his natural base. Looks like Classic not even really committed to trying something here. Feels like he's already finding his position quite comfortable, willing to sit this one out in front of the natural base for a while and macro up behind this. Get 4 more gateways as his third base has started to mine as well. Extra production kicking into high gear. May have him attempt some form of push here into the natural, of course, after 1 or 2 extra warp-in rounds. He's warping in back at home though. Not really selling it for me. Might just be waiting for Dream, who's also just gonna throw 1 more set of units across the map here. Didn't get a third base. We're still on 3 barracks though, so I'm kind of thinking that he might still have a third base idea on his mind. The siege tank, one of the most important units for this push here, does get stuck in a status trap as well. Phoenix and Oracles taking a bit of hull damage that may not have been looking for. Probably not. Never really looking for losing units like this. He's buying himself a lot of time. Losing another Phoenix. Gets the third base SCV. That's a big delay. And Dream overall already being delayed in a tremendous amount here, of course. Remember, we're running off the back of 7 gateways here, so every warp-in around 7 extra gateway units are just gonna show up and make this a lot more difficult for Dream. Dream nowhere near the production of Classic, of course. Needs to make something happen here and now. See if that is going to bear any fruit. We have a gateway with a pylon over here, so interesting potential warp in place there as well. And there come the SCV, sorry, not the SCV, the Zealots. All coming in from one angle, but probably the worst angle as well that you could have had, but it's still okay for the Protoss player, which makes it a bit upsetting, I suppose, for Dream. Having probably one of the best fights you could ask for in that situation and still get murdered. Get absolutely murdered. Now, did manage to scout this little area over here, of course, so that warping location won't be available yet again. We have another one, just a couple of meters off to the north. There's another pylon there ready to get all these units out. Get them to be involved as quickly as possible, of course. Archon even be involved right now. This is a base that Dream cannot afford to lose. He needs to keep this alive if he wants to keep his chances alive, but can he get anything done here? That is a massive Widowmine connection. Let's see if some more Widowmine connections are striking gold. Some of them are doing pretty good. But it's just so much that Dream has managed to get out on the field here. Yeah, or Classic has managed to get out on the field here. Dream. These series are best of 7s nowadays. These players know it as well, so a couple of less games to try and make a comeback happen. But still plenty of opportunities here for the Blue Terran player, of course. From Team Gamers Gone Gaming, he is Dream. Good Gamers Gone Gaming. In the bottom left side, I was trying to come up with more G words. Anyway, the bottom left side, there's the red Protoss player fighting for the Alpha X. Classic. I don't know how long I was quiet there for a while. It did feel like a long period of time to me, but Sometimes that is just misguided idea of time. Well, that is a rough one. Little barracks that got spotted there in the middle of the map. Classic, not gonna take the chances. We'll be able to check that area with the probe and immediately have something to say about this. So the Nexus is gonna be coming up. Of course, with that barracks proxy attempt, he didn't go for an engineering bay as well. So free room there for Classic to get that all started. Now on top of this barracks as well, which is incredibly annoying if he does manage to force a further delay. I mean, there is that command center, of course, already coming up. Just the barracks is still finishing. Factory coming in as well. Let's see what the Classic is going to go for. He's going to have the... well, he has the option to throw something down. There we go. Does go for the Stargate. Once again, a little bit later than it was last time, but then again, we're going to have a much later Cyclone as well, I suppose. That Cyclone might be even way later than it was, rather than just a little bit later. We'll have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. Adept gets the first glance at the bunker on the ramp. Doesn't really get much of anything else. Oh no, this does finish this. Good control on the SCVs, keeps them all safe. As the command center has finished up anyway, he's quite happy about that one. And the Adept is out again. Alright, so only 3 Marines right now, and we skipped the Oracle here. That is a shame for Classic, I feel like. He could have done an enormous amount of work with an earlier Oracle play here, perhaps. Right, he still is only up against 3 Marines. One single Widowmine is out right now. That Oracle would have arrived before that Widowmine even hit the ground. Single Hellion. There are Phoenixes here, so nothing should be the matter. The 2 Adepts denying any form of mining in the main base, or sorry, the natural base. Which truly is just a secondary main base, isn't it? Some nice control here from Classic, but one of his Adepts will fall here in this situation. Phoenix finds the troubling opponent of a Viking and a couple of Marines there. So there is a third Nexus. The Twilight Council and a Forge coming in. Classic just once again kind of prepping for the late game, and things are looking things are looking a bit smoother for Dream. They're still, you know, incredibly delayed, all because of that barracks right off the bat. But it's looking better for him than it did in game number 1. Game number 1, definitely a bit of a whoopsie battle, you know, as I call them. If those happen to me on ladder, it's like, oh, whoopsie. Well, that's the technical term. There's a Widowmine here. Oh, that's a strike true. With the Marines there as well, definitely quite a bit of damage on those Phoenixes. Loses one of them. And some others take some severe hull damage. Actually, one of them takes some severe hull damage. Not what they would like, of course. Siege tank out. There's a Raven coming in. Third base is already set up. Yeah, things a lot better for Dream this time around. It's still not really great. I feel like Classic still managed to kind of achieve the lead in this situation. And seeing how convincing it was for Classic the previous time, right? That fight. It might still be okay for him. Because now, if he just doesn't take a fight in the most awful position, you know, without the Marines just shooting for free from the high ground for a large period of time as well. I think he should still absolutely stomp here, right? If he gets a good engagement, he'll still be able to stomp. He might not be able to stomp in the same way as we saw previously, where he, you know, has like 4 zealots at a time attacking, trying to carve out an entryway through the little mineral patches. But we'll see. Phoenix Adept, pylon in the top right. Could be... okay, no, we'll be adding a gateway there. Nice way to harass the 3rd base. Later down the line, of course. Dream moving out to start defending that 3rd base. Hasn't really had a big wave of production here, or a big increase in production just yet, so I would be surprised if he does go for some sort of a push at this moment in time. There we go. Now his 4th and 5th barracks coming in. Probably waiting for that a little bit. Oh my. Alright, you know what? If you are going to go for a counter-attack, you may as well do it properly, right? May as well just bring it all in there. And send the entire Protoss family down the chimney here onto this 3rd base. Looks like that is going to be the case. Not even a run by, it's just a straight up enormous mass of zealots. Which is most of the army here for Classic. I gotta say, something bothersome about just seeing zealots. Just purely zealots beating opponents. But then at the same time, it's kind of fun because you know, I'm not the one being beaten by the zealots right now. I'm sure we've all been there, right? It's like, but it's just zealots. How are they killing me? Coming in again. Both of them kind of misguided here. I absolutely love the choke that Dream is making here with his supply depots. It's a very cool strategy. He's gonna lose the 3rd base though. That is a problem. But he keeps his army alive because of some nice infrastructure, good Widow Mine hits, and some proper kiting backwards. Now, is that still enough for him to make something happen here? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced at all. I guess he has Widow Mines, right? And Classic doesn't really have anything good against Widow Mines, so... excuse me. So yeah, if these zealots just get shot down by those Widow Mines, it could still mean the end of a 3rd or 4th base here for Dream as well. And never mind, Dream's moving his entire army backwards because there's 4 zealots in the main base. A War Prism came in, and a War Prism did miracles for Classic here. Man, that's got to be rough here for Dream. Definitely not something you want to do in this situation. And he must have felt that his hand was forced. That's a lot of probes. I see now why. I get it. Could be a good moment still, of course. SCVs being brought along as well. The final attempt, and Dream knows it. So now he had a bit of a reason to move backwards. It's to get these SCVs involved. One Widow Mine already getting shot down though. The SCV is also a prime target for those Widow Mines. Widow Mines? Is that enough? Still a reasonable chunk of zealots, but they're all in the red. Looks like the Marines and Marauders are holding on for the time being, but the Phoenix just took out all the medevacs. And now should be able to pick up every last unit remaining. Oh, those Phoenix. Losing 5 probes here, but that is laughable numbers in comparison to the amount that he's killed off of his opponents. Still one Marauder. Wow. One Marauder remaining here. We gotta match the cast. There's a blue Terran in the top right side. His name, Dream. Dream from the Good Game Gamers. Bottom left side. It says opposite. So on the alpha axis, red Protoss. Tap Protoss. So you had me there, vocal cords, didn't you? No, 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 no. It is classic. I've outwitted my vocal cords once before, trying to trip me up, but no, 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 not this time. Sneaky little cords. Right. That does me well. Bit of lubricant in the throat. Let's see what we're going to have occur. What strategies will be deployed on the battlefield? Are we going to see Dream perform a gambit this time around? Perhaps a bit of a gambling play? I don't know. So far it looks pretty normal. And I think Dream is a player that just wants to play normal as well, right? It's just one of those Terrans that he don't like to proxy the barracks too much. And if he does try to proxy the barracks too much, you know, or one time, they always somehow get scouted, right? It's just one of those Terrans. We all know those Terrans, you know, as soon as they try to proxy, immediately scouted. It's because they don't proxy enough. They're not quite sure where to put the proxies, how to get away with those proxies. And then they're like, you know what, I just tried to proxy for is mixing things up, and all it got me was this lousy defeat. An enormous delay in all my barracks, my factory, my starports, and everything in between because of it. Let's step away from it again. You know what? I don't mind the previous line of Dream in that other game. I think it was the right call. In all honesty, I think he should have brought all his SCVs rather than just a small amount. I mean, if you're gonna pull SCVs, you may as well make it a bit more exciting. Just leave 2 of them at home. You got mules, you'll be fine. In fact, I don't get why they don't bring all the SCVs with all of their attacks, really. There's it's like only 5% of all the income that they have. Those mules, they are fantastic. I joke, guys, I joke. I know mules are not good. It's like only 80% perhaps. Alright, Mr. Oracle coming in here. Starting off the game with a nice 2 kills. Twilight Council this time from Classic, so we are... no, wait, actually, that's exactly the same. I'm being confused here. Yeah, that's exactly the same still. Classic? I've seen this a bit before, right? It's a very quick expansion for the Protoss. It's like a bit more Zerg style of play for the Protoss player. I always love seeing it. You're just expanding quicker and relying on the gateway heavy approach. Important part of it is that you are expanding a bit quicker, so you do get that bigger kick in the economy. You have the numbers that can actually overwhelm. First 2 games didn't count, that's right. Actually, I should do it right here. There we go. Don't want the other casters to make fun of me now, do I? Alright. Little oracles. They seem to be prioritizing the Marines here in a way. It's probably a really good call because we're going for a 2-base attack from Dream. Barracks number 4 and 5 have been added in. I think Classic, he must have seen that barracks, right? He was right. No, he didn't. Okay. He's not entirely aware of what's happening, but I think he has a good inclination, as we have been seeing him just only targeting, well, mainly targeting Marines. Already been able to pick off 6 of them. 3 SCVs as well. And here we have it. Dream performing the Gambit. This is a very important game, guys. Either the series continues onwards with just 1 point in between, or Dream's gonna have to win 4 games in a row and perform a full reverse sweep. And, well, he just got got. He just got got. That is unfortunate. Good portion of his army here would have been quite useful. The Zealots set up on the speed zone, looking to benefit from that extra bit of kick in the overall accelerators. Chases those oracles away, but at the same time, Classic is really happy about that. He is fine with this army running back across the map. He would love that. That would put him in the best position he could be in right now. Oh, that storm! Oh, never mind. Never mind. This is the best position he could be in right now. Just, my God. Kill half the army with 2 storms and then, you know what, be fine. He did lose a good amount of zealots, actually. Oh, well, no, there they are. They're still around. Well, still, a good chunk went down. 7 of them. Those Widow Mines, not kidding around, of course. You know, they're quite powerful and good at taking out those zealots. I wonder if we're ever gonna get like a couple of extra sentries mixed in with a zealot army, just so you can hallucinate. Probably Phoenix. You would probably want to hallucinate Phoenix and just fly the Phoenix over, or the hallucinated ones, of course, over the potential Widowmine fields. Ooh, this is a stuck army now. This army is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Mr. Stepbrothers, please don't come in here. Never mind, I'm sorry about that. It was a poor taste joke. Oh, gets the high temper. That's very nice. Army comes back around as well. Is this going to be a good bit of damage coming in, I dare say? Well, yes it is. It's unfortunate that it was because of the war prism on the other side of the map. 3rd base for Dream has been made eventually. Feels like he knew that. He just can't really do anything else. And, well, that's rough. That's rough. Man, it just seems like he's struggling against the style that Classic is kind of going with right now. I think he's making good calls going for the Widow Mines. I love the Ghost now being added as well. I wouldn't have minded him actually trying to be a bit more economic, and with his 3rd base then try to get himself into that Ghost play, but right now we're not going to be there, of course. It might still be okay for him. This army is still pretty tough. Not that many zealots remaining all of a sudden. Used to seeing the massive overwhelming forces, but here we don't have that many. Still a good amount of storms remain, though. 2 fully charged High Templars doing a bang-up job. We don't have a Ghost coming in anytime soon here, it seems. At least not in time to save this portion of the army. Let's see, is this... There's the Ghost. They would have been absolutely wonderful in this fight, huh? He may have won the game if he had 1 or 2 Ghosts there, but not quite helping him out. Still keeps the Protoss army a little bit lower on the army supply count. That's nice. Dream beat both Barting, DRG, and Björn in last week Brawlers Club. Well, I don't know what to say. He is getting mauled right now. Well, I say that, but this game's going alright. I feel like it's still alright. Let's take a look at the units lost tab. Yeah, look at that. He somewhat traded okay here. It's a little better than game 1 and 2. That is 100% guarantee. And Dream beat Classic 3 times this year. Could he just be a bit overconfident then, perhaps? Overestimating his chances here. Who knows? Getting rid of some status traps. Very important business. One single Marine here. That is always annoying when there's a single unit somewhere. It's like, okay, do I send something? How much do I send? Is there more coming still, or is it really just one Marine? It is just one Marine. Widowmine drops here, coming through. Status traps trying to be set off wherever they can, I guess. Widowmines. Ooh, Nelly! Oh, Nelly boy! It's coming into main base as well. There's an army fight happening, but I know what you all want to see. It's those Widowmines. Were there more? I think that's it. 10 probes, though, going down in a flurry of vengeance. Very cool play that from a Dream, feinting the attack and then coming in behind with a couple of Widowmines as Classic is busy trying to chase away that Terran army out on the field. Taking a good bit of economic damage. Now, is that still going to ferry through to a later part of this game? We'll have to see if this is just a straight up fight now for Classic and he wins this, of course. Those bro kills are not going to matter. Oh, missing with the disruptor shot right there. Moving past the initial group of units, hoping for bigger fish to fry. Those are some good spells coming out of Dream so far. It's definitely winning the spellcasting battle. The EMP's landing, but there's the storm that he needed. And a little bit of mine, okay, does get taken out. It was right dead center in between all the stalkers. That was a bit scary, terrifying right now. The anti-armor missile doing a bang-up job. The disruptor shot does manage to land though. Gets the connection. Big wave of zealots comes through. Will be able to wipe up the floor with whatever is remaining. Man, that was a close fight. That was an exciting one. Student on by. Watching some Protoss in the wild with this SCV pretty soon. Oh, no, he wants to be a bit of a bothersome SCV, I suppose. Seeing this in game number 1, not quite working out for Dream, of course, but maybe it will this time. So are we going to see the Cyclones with this build right now? And are we going to see the quick Stargate out of Classic? That's kind of my question, because if we are, well, we saw how it went the first game. To be fair, we did have things going tremendously well for Classic. Classic did bring in a second probe this time around. Wants to get rid of this engineering bay a bit sooner, it would appear. Getting a couple of extra ticks of HP on the progress bar. The SCV will be removing himself from the facility. Facility. The Protoss facility, whatever. Little reactor coming in. SCV, get him out of there. Don't let him block that again. We'll be looking for a scout, of course. At least I imagine he would. Doesn't go for a scout, alright. Guess he knew he wouldn't get very far. There is an adept up there after all. Alright. SCVs still coming in back here. Could be running into the zealots. Oh, there we go. Nice. Nicely done. Dream on top of things. He's not worried. Single adept with the zealots. Might cause a bit of trouble here. There are 4 Marines. I think, you know, Dream should be good here. Make that 5. Should absolutely be perfectly fine, as we can see. Oh, Shade, keep moving now. Don't want to get stuck here. The Cyclone comes in, and there's a Stalker as well, but this might just mean more sacrifices from the Protoss Force. Oh, that's a good one. The quick recall gets them both out of there. Wonderful play by Classic. I was feeling pretty sure that I was going to lose both of those, or at least one of them. Bare minimum, but no. Cyclone Look-On just barely engaging, but while that Stalker managed to waddle its way to the shrubbery. Prioritizing the Marines here. It's a bit of, you know, guaranteed damage reduction, I suppose, rather than going for the Cyclone and have this merry chase around while the Marines just endlessly shoot you, of course. These two Stalkers desperate to try and kill off this Cyclone, but now there's the second one. Oh boy, that could be rough. That could be rough. These Cyclones starting to work. No, never mind. That Stalker manages to shut it all down, perhaps. Still some probe damage going to be gathered up here. Things definitely looking a lot better than they did the previous round. Classic didn't go for the Stargate after all and did go for the Twilight Council. And now we're seeing what this the Cyclone build is kind of supposed to do, I suppose, right? Come in at the early stage of the game against Twilight Council players and punish them for their transgressions of not having that many units. Dream back at home though, of course. I mean, he has the siege tank, he's got a fair amount of Marines. With the 3 stocks that he did already take out, it's kind of an interesting way to make yourself safe against the Blink Stalker aggression. Just go over there and kill Stalkers before their numbers get too large, you know? We do only have 3 gateways, right? Yeah, only 3 gateways. So this is going to be a 3rd base behind this for Classic. Well, just some slight pressure should be trying to accumulate here. Alright, and there they are. Well, Prism in first. If he's okay, he's going to start blinking here. I would have liked him to use the Wild Prism, but this is a bit quicker, to be fair, than most of the Marines already gone. Apologies, still a bit of the sniffles there, it seems. Oh, jumping on top of the siege tank. Does manage to get one. Does he get the second one as well? He will, but that's a lot of damage he's taking. Those SCVs right on the Stalker's heels. Same goes for those Marines, of course. Ah, that was a rough trade. A rough trade. He got both siege tanks, but he lost most of the Stalkers. I don't think that was really what he was looking for. And Dream is finding himself in a situation that is probably the best we've seen so far in all 4 games. The Stalkers, though, still looking to change that, of course, and flip the script once again. He's doing a good job. 5 SCVs here, and with the Wild Prism at the main door, as already, the main base kind of being a threat. Dream feeling unsafe to really send out all his units here, I imagine. Main base open again. Wild Prism could make a move. Don't have the Zealot charge yet. I would love to see some Zealots being warped in that location. Stalkers need to get that kiting damage here, but they need to avoid losing Stalkers even more so. The damage is fantastic, but if you just lose these Stalkers, that's still going to be a GG right then and there. I would say the Wild Prism coming back across the map as well, a little bit. And I'm not sure. I almost want to say disappointing, really. Just looking at the opportunity that is here for that Wild Prism to strike, but instead, I'm going to try to use it as a bit of a scouting tool, perhaps, to see where these medevacs are going. The army for Dream now scooting on into that main base, started to target down pylons as most of the production now going to be shut down. That's a rough time for Classic as he desperately needs his production here 20 army supply behind, as all the army of Dream is cascading down the track into a prime position to start taking out probes, with the mines already firing, the main base being evacuated, but that is fine. He's already here, dealing more damage. Not as much as I thought he would get, to be fair, but it's still a very good chunk. Still a very good chunk. Would like to see him move his third base out, right? He has had that third base for a while. I guess he's making an orbital right now, but it's 9 minutes right now. There he is. Moves it. Just when we wanted. Oh. Yeah, probably don't want to drop there. Could be a rough one. Could be a rough one. Ghost Academy. Next step in the Terran evolution. I believe that once we get those ghosts, this might just be a Dream victory here. Might already be, but I mean, the army for Dream is just proper enough that it just melts, right? It just melts. Right? It does. Yeah. GG. GG is called. Dream takes a map. He doesn't go down without a fight. 1 point has been gathered up. It did not go down in a clean sweep. It's the blue Terran. Is he on his way now to achieving the ultimate victory with the reverse sweep? The clean reverse sweep, you should call it. It is, of course, none other than ginormous, gargantuan giants of gaming, global gamers, conglomerates. It is Dream. Top right side, there is a Red Protoss player fighting for the Alpha X's. It's nobody else but, of course, Classic. Classic's been gearing up on the skill department here quite quickly, I have to say. I mean, especially if he just keeps this up against Dream right now. If he manages to 4-1 Dream, man, I will not look at Classic the same way again. I will see him as a bit of a better guy. Classic here, he had a probe out on the low ground, trying to see whether or not there would be something, and he moved his probe away before the SCV got there. I think, or maybe he just saw the SCV and he realized, alright, let me go cybernetic score first? I'm not sure. What we do see is the third base being taken as the unnatural natural. The unnatural base. The SCV just kind of lurking about still, trying to figure out what could be coming at him anytime soon. Answer is not that much just quite yet. Maybe a gateway unit or two, right? 2 stalkers and adepts, perhaps. Stuff like this. So let's see what he went for. He went for a very quick Hellion play. It's going to make the starports in the top right side. Classic. Desperately could use a scout here. Could really use a scout here. Needs to see that there's no command center. And that probably something quite sneaky is going on. And I really like this play actually from Dream. In particular with those two Nexi, of course, this far apart. Imagine what a couple of Hellions and a Medevac can do in a situation like that. Just ping-ponging back and forth between these two locations. As any ground force from the Classic is going to have to move around an enormous pathway here. Could be quite a bit of trouble. Alright, there's the 4 Hellions. Classic looking to just find, I guess, well, where they want to come from. So far, I'm not convinced he's going to be ready. He's not making more Stalkers. He does have a Stalker and a Probe on the ramp in order to block something from coming in, but he doesn't know about the medevac. He doesn't know about these proxied starport. I don't think it's come into his mind that it could be a possibility here. So far, oh my god, 5 probes, 6 probes. This is going to be a massacre. This is going to be bad, guys. There's no other way to put it. 11. It may not end there, as there's a whole lot more probes just waiting here. 13. Send the other probes back to safety. 13 probes. That is a nutty amount. That will keep you warm at night. The idea as a Terran player, at least, that you've just killed 13 probes with your Hellions. That is wonderful. Very strong opening there from Dream. Will still have to move his second base, of course, to the low ground, but I'm sure that's coming up. I'm sure that's coming up. Oh, another attempt. Damage could be found here, but having those Stalkers, they should have this under control, right? They do. They definitely do. They definitely do. You get them? Come on, one more shot. Yes! Alright, all the Hellions are gone. No further damage being achieved. It's got to put Classic in a pretty reasonable spot here. Stalkers. Let's take a look at the units tab. 14 Marines. 3 siege tanks. Only 12 Stalkers. Oh, he's going for it. He's jumped on top of it. Does manage to get the siege tank. Another siege tank on the high ground right now. Just sieged up. Will be moved away from. Still a scary amount of Marines here to kind of fight with on their own. Some they don't have stim pack nor combat shield, so Stalker's doing an alright job here. Gotta be ever so careful. One more siege tank shot could be the final nail in the coffin here for these Stalkers. Nothing to check the high ground either. There is a bunker up there anyway, so I'm not even sure if you would like to go up there necessarily. And again, the Marine numbers here a bit more terrifying in my opinion. Quick cancel there on the second gas stream. Not going to be allowed to have that anytime soon. We'll have to wait a little bit longer. The siege tank's starting to wiggle a bit forwards. Back up to 3 again. All gateways being added. A charge upgrade coming in as well. We don't have a third base for Classic just yet. How many gateways did we go up to? To 7. 7. Is he going to try to just burst through here? I think he will. Yeah, he's going up to 9 gateways. He's waiting for the +1 attack. Guess we don't have a third base for Dream yet either. It's coming in, but Alright, so Classic not looking to prolong this game any further than he has to. The 13 probes that he took damage-wise earlier on hasn't seemed to make him a lot more confident in this one right now. But oh my god, that is a wonderful timing for those Zealots to run in. Get themselves a siege tank. Maybe some force fields will have to be applied. Not necessarily. Alright. The bio moving backwards. And now Dream set up back in his own base here. Still not entirely certain what the idea for Classic is here. Is he just trying to do counterattacks, or? Because we still don't have a third base. He's still just warping in units. Is he hoping to overarm his opponent? Is he anticipating a 2-base attack? Did he just not, you know, take into account that there could be a third base being built for Dream? Alright, there is the third base, and now that it's on the low ground, this could be a better opportunity, of course, for a assault on this location. Zealots could be coming in from a couple of angles here, attacking the supply depot, unfortunately, on the bottom side. Definitely a problem. Is it a big enough problem, though? It doesn't look like it. Those Zealots, they are just squeezing on through here. Force field's keeping a lot of the bio stuck in place, but now kind of working against the Zealots. Not the cleanest of fashion. May need to move backwards here once again. He's managed to do a good bit of damage. Now he just needs to move, recalibrate, reinforce, and readjust. Oh, well, maybe not. The Zealots are already here. He's bought himself enough time, perhaps. Is this the final game that Classic needed to win? Is this the final push that we're going to be seeing here from our two competitors? 33 workers, a tremendous amount. That's definitely going to make up for the 13 he's lost before. But will he be able to clean sweep the victory right here? Yes, he will. GG is called. That final wave of Zealots. Too much to deal with right there. And Classic, 4-1. A fantastic score for him.